Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. We have the best guests. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thanks, Steele.
Would you like to introduce who you are?
I'll let you do it because so far it's been very complimentary.
Okay, the greatest developer in all the land, Mike Stout.
Oh, thanks, Steele.
Yeah, you worked on this game. You did some things with this.
I did some things, yes, and I worked on. Well, I guess for most people who've seen your videos, they know. But I also worked on the original Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, and you've worked on other games as well, as the Ratchet
Yes.
series, but
At this point, I think I've done 6 Ratchet games.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but yeah, I worked on this one, and this one was a real kick to work on because having worked on the original and then doing the remaster is it's the only time this has ever happened to me. Because you don't make a game thinking that they're going to come back in 14 years and remake it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We really just thought we were making something that would just vanish, like most games do. But for some reason, Ratchet just has this staying power. Even when it was kind of dormant for a while, the people just still like it. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
good.
it's a
It's good.
fantastic game and series. It's never really showed signs of stopping.
And the original one of the original game was my first game. I started
Yeah.
on it as a tester and ended up doing junior design stuff towards the end, like placing crates. Oh my god, and things like that. So that was the first game, and then Ratchet 2, Ratchet 3, and Deadlocked. I worked on. Then I did Resistance.
Didn't you do like a very minor thing for tools as well? Or was...
Oh, I think I may have suggested one thing that made it into the game, but I think I thought it got into the game and then it got cut.
Right. Okay.
Because I suggested that they make a bomb that shoots ninjas.
That sounds amazing.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it sound amazing?
It does. But I guess Mr. Zircon kind of took over that idea.
Yeah, well, Zircon is the Synthenoids, right? And then
yeah,
they could have done an Agents of Doom, but they all had ninja outfits. I don't know. But
that's
yeah,
the one thing that's weird about this game. They've got the agents, and they've also got Mr. Zircon, which are basically the same thing at its core.
So I've been watching you say that throughout your playthroughs, and I have a response for you on that.
Okay.
You play Ratchet very differently than I do.
Okay, fair enough.
So when you play, you like to shoot stuff and sort of have action. I like to throw out everything that kills stuff for me at once, and then just watch it die.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's
So
true.
I start with a Groovatron, then and I have Zircon out. Then I throw out the agents. What's the pulsar? The thing that pulses.
Oh, the
drum.
Yeah, the proton drum.
The proton drum. Yeah, I'll throw that one out, and then I'll start throwing out buzz blades. Because they auto target like crazy. So I basically just fill the air with projectiles until everything dies.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. I can understand that. Fair enough.
So the duplicate there is mainly that Zircon sticks next to you, and the agents can go seek people. So for my play style, it ends up working well because the Zircon can't get guys across really long rooms unless I go up close, which I sometimes don't want to do when I'm playing that way. It lets me get through the game under-leveled.
Right.
Which whenever I play any game with RPG elements, I always try to do it in the fewest possible levels. I don't know why.
That's fair. I can understand.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why I thought that's why I liked having the agents in. Plus, they're a staple, right?
Yeah, that's very true. Oh, this is gonna be hell.
Yeah, you hated the original versions of these guys, didn't you?
Yeah, they were not easy. I mean, yeah, they are, I guess, a little bit more manageable. I think the biggest problem I'm facing is that it's challenge mode.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
just rougher.
like as I proved in Veldin, it has to be challenge mode if you want to actually legit do it wrench only and be a purist about it.
Oh, because you can't get through that garage.
Yeah, you need invincibility, and I think like there are aspects of this game which you will just want to have more health, even though you do lose more health. So I don't know. It's like it's a mixed bag with it. Like you kind of want it, but you haven't.
Maybe
seen
someone will find a bug to get past it.
God, they're here. Yeah, you haven't seen the the first half of Gaspar yet, but I talk about this, and I'm gonna mention it to you. Like, this, like, in principle, doesn't sound terrible, but this and the final boss is going to be the worst thing about this run, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, picture the controller layout.
Okay.
I'm having to hold L2 to lock on, and it's basically the only way I'm going to be able to hit enemies in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine that I have to have another finger on L1 tapping it occasionally. Do you see my problem?
Yeah.
No game ever asks that of you. And technically this game doesn't either, but it's forcing me to.
The controls?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I could check. That hadn't really occurred to me, but I don't think
if
so.
you might be able to do it with a face button in that case.
That would be
I doubt
really
it, though.
handy, but I really doubt it.
They don't usually have that.
Yeah.
The Ratchet games don't. But, you know, maybe there's a first time for everything. I didn't look for it.
Yeah, I mean, but you see my problem.
I do.
It's going to be hell to learn. And afterwards, I will be an unstoppable gaming machine because I have conquered the controller.
Well, once you've beaten, 20 Telepathapuses this way, you'll have the technique down.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I don't really need to beat the Telepathapus. I just need to collect the brains. But I'm going to kill them all because I'm that kind of player.
Yes, because
I'm
you
that
are
kind of
Teal.
insane. So.
Not content to just do wrench only. You've got to do wrench only as much as possible.
Okay, control options. Let's see. Flip L2 and R2. That's not really helping in any way, shape, or form.
L2 and actually that wouldn't you then be
me.
able to?
No, because it's still both same size.
Oh, okay.
Lock strafe, no. Vert ship controls, no. Auto aim, yeah. This isn't what's going to help me.
Oh well.
Well, it's been fun. So
you're just gonna have to figure out the impossible thing.
Oh man, it's so awkward already. It's so bad. Like, just like at home, just try it. It's insane. Nothing should ever make you do this, and it.
Can you use
doesn't.
square to throw the wrench?
Yeah, I am, but I still have to hold L2 to target.
Oh right.
I can't just throw it. It won't let me do that.
So what are you doing with R2?
Nothing.
Okay.
Man, this is so bad. Oh wow, yeah, that's a glitch. I forgot about that. If you aim in midair, he'll just start throwing the wrench on the ground when you land.
Really?
Because it's not programmed for you to attack and do something like that. They don't expect you to throw the wrench in the air because no one would be stupid enough to do that.
Why would you attack a Telepathapus with the wrench?
Stupid enough to do. Oh man, this is gonna take 100 hits, by the way.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's one. Is it one? Yeah, it's one per hit, I think.
You're crazy, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I watched you hit the Snagglebeast to death, and that wasn't as bad as Drek, and it seemed like it was mainly because you could throw the wrench while moving.
Yeah,
that helps a lot.
Yeah, that is very true. But you've got to remember the final boss of this game is in the air, which is this, and it heals itself. It just gets better and better and better, doesn't it?
But it only heals itself a certain number of times, right?
Yes,
so there's no more platforms.
It's after a certain amount of hits, I think. Like after it gets to a percentage.
And then once it's destroyed all 4 platforms, right? Then it's done.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I don't fully remember, but hey, that's.
I've only done it twice, so.
Yeah, this is what I'm doing now. I guess I'm gonna flee every so often. Every 2 seconds, I'm gonna flee.
And go back and get some vendor. It's a good thing the vendor refills your health.
Yeah, because this would actually be impossible. Well,
that was
it
a good
wouldn't
idea.
be. It wouldn't be, but it would be very hard. Which is why I'm not worried about Mrs. Zircon, because there's a health vendor right below the fight.
Man, it's a good thing these guys don't regain their health or something when you run away.
Yeah, that's also true. But they are incredibly difficult to hit close range, because they hit me really easily.
Oh, right.
But hey, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm mad.
That's because you're mad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, clearly. Oh, I'm low on jetpack fuel. That was actually something I loved about this, with the jetpack. I really appreciated that they like restored 25% if you ran out.
Oh, right. If you just get stuck somewhere, you're
Yeah.
not totally hosed. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Whoever decided that.
I found
Good idea.
myself jumping in the lava a lot just to shortcut back to.
Yeah, that works too.
I mean, unless you hit the wrong checkpoint, then you end up further away. But
Yeah, but no, that's a fair point. That works. Yeah, this is so far really tough. I also theorize that the final boss is going to take 2,000 hits.
yeah, that's
So, that's a lot.
yeah. You know, and if
it's
you
only
don't
10
do it the
times
first
what Drek
time,
had.
if you don't do it the first time, that's a lot of hits.
Yeah, that is, yeah. It will drive me mad. I mean, that's a certainty.
But that will be good viewing for your viewers.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be something I stream, I think. I can't imagine me doing that in a recording session, just being like, you know what, yeah, no, this will be fine. Yeah, I'm fine with, you know, spending 20 hours doing this on my own without talking to anyone.
You need some moral support.
Yeah, the chat was uber supportive of Drek. That was...
You can do it.
That was, like, reading it back, because people saved it from both sessions, which was really nice. And I've got them saved on my computer, and I go back to them every so often, because, one, they're very positive, and two, it's just hilarious what people were saying at times.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, whenever you get close to dying and stuff, everyone would just be in agony.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, when it actually happened in the first attempt, that... Just everyone was so upset. And but no one was more upset than I.
No.
No one could possibly be more upset.
So yeah, another endurance challenge then.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Because Nefarious had a lot fewer hit points in regular mode.
Yeah. I'm very scared, honestly.
So there okay, knowing these games as a developer, there may be an exploit you can do to make Dr. Nefarious easier.
Okay, I like this. Go on.
So you normally, I don't know if this is the case with Dr. Nefarious, but normally with Ratchet bosses, the more you die to them, the fewer hit points that they have the next time you fight them.
Yeah, you said that.
So, but it won't work just falling into the abyss a bunch of times. You have to die from damage.
Yeah.
So if
but
you can
I'll
go
die
in
in
intentionally,
seconds. So.
right? But if you go in intentionally and die for damage a bunch of times, and then don't reset the console, because if you reset the console, that resets the health.
Yeah.
You might be able to get his health down to like half.
Yeah, that.
But it might take you a
Would it
while.
actually ever go that like that low?
There will be a cap. So it depends on where they put the cap, and that's a different boss. So I actually don't know.
Yeah,
but
would it?
That is
how
that
low
is
would
a
it,
thing
would
that
it
we
change for challenge mode? That's the question.
Oh, you mean would they have turned it off in challenge mode?
Yeah.
They might have. I mean, it depends on how they did the difficulty system.
Is there anyone you could ask?
No, I don't know.
Like, please. I mean, Tony
but I mean,
worked on
you can experiment with it a bit, right? Well, we both worked on it, but we did design for it. We didn't do any of the implementation.
I see.
So, and the design we did for it was about a year and a half ago.
I see. Right. Yeah. No, that's fair. That's yeah.
So
how different was it, like, from what you did, or was it?
There was
the same.
There was a lot of stuff that was the same.
Okay.
And then we were actually surprised by how much stuff was the same.
That's cool.
And then there was some stuff that was different, and every time I saw it different, I could tell why it had to change.
Right. I see.
There was some reality that I hadn't accounted for in the design that they were dealing with.
Right. I see.
So it's in every case it was an improvement. It's just that's just how design usually goes, and so it's interesting to me because I'm usually there for the middle part, too, right? I see the problems, I help come up with the solutions, but in this case, I provided a design, and then the first time I saw it was when I bought my copy.
Yeah.
So it's a very new experience for me. But yeah, some stuff is different. Like I did the Clank escape from the factory.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the game. So I did the design for Victor chasing you both times. and I did designs for the Clank puzzles. I did a whole bunch of those. So I think some of them they used some of them in some areas, and then like used half of some in some areas and combined them with other things. And you know the one in when you're on the Phoenix and Victor's looking for you, and there's this one where you have to spin a platform and then make a bridge to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that in the original design, that one had like an L-shaped bridge that you were moving around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they you know, but the space meant that L-shaped bridge would have had to be too big. Right?
Okay.
So they had to come up with the solution of just rotating the platform with the bridge support on it.
Right.
And I thought that was a pretty good solution to the problem.
I see. That's cool. Because I must say, like the Clank sections in this game is probably some of the best Clank sections in the entire series.
Yeah, they did a
They were
good job
fantastic.
with the new mechanic, I thought.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm so glad the bridge bot was back. I love.
Oh yeah, I was happy to see that too. Yeah, I you know when they told me, I thought that was something you'd like in particular because I know you liked the bots in part 2.
Yeah, they were great. Like I was just so disappointed, but they never really returned ever again. I was like, yeah,
The-
they're back.
The real thing that made that good was when they decided to do the thing where you can change the bots from one type to another. Like originally you couldn't. Like all the puzzles we were doing were, but we were having a hard time coming up with stuff that didn't just feel like lock and key. Because none of if you couldn't change them around, you know, all you could do was, oh, there's a bridge there. I'll put the bridge bot there. You know, sort of like Ratchet 2.
Right.
So when they came up with the idea of, okay, you can transform them from one to the other, well, now we can do some interesting things. So that was cool.
Yeah.
We're almost there with this guy.
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's getting easier to control, I must say. I'm getting used to it.
Just don't accidentally wrench slam over the lava.
I don't think you can, actually.
Oh, good.
I don't think you can even throw the wrench or use it when you're not locking on. So that's why it's not a problem. The hardest thing about this Telepathapus Brains, I found an exploit to not get hit, but once it goes too high, I can't go above it. Like it can't hit it when it can't hit me when I'm above it, but it eventually
when it hits
gets
the ceiling.
Yeah, there is a cap to how high I can go, which is a little bit annoying. That's like the one thing. That's my one advantage against this one.
Well, you know why it's there, right? It's so you can't see the whole level at the same time.
Yes.
Because that would crash your PlayStation.
Yeah. This is a very pretty game.
Isn't it? Oh, yeah. I was so happy with do you remember in when we were doing the developer commentary for Ratchet 2, we talked about the artist who did Florana and how we really liked his style?
Yes.
But he did the lead. He basically led the whole art direction on this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
he is very good.
And one of the big art directors from the original Ratchet series is the head of the North Carolina studio. Like, there's one programmer and one artist, and they're the co-studio heads of that studio.
Okay.
So they have a really strong art, especially Ratchet art foundation there. So it's really cool that they really just got to show their stuff off with the new technology.
Yeah, I really hope there's a new game. Like, and by new game I mean like I'm sure there's going to be another Ratchet game eventually, but like, I hope it's a new story as opposed to another remake. Because I love Ratchet 2 and 3, and you know that. But at the same time, I would love new worlds with this kind of graphical style. Because I mean, it's gorgeous. But
Me
I
too.
want to see what they can do with.
Yeah,
something
I'm looking forward to that for sure. I mean, this is a great foundation to build on too.
Yeah, this is just the beginning, really.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder how much this actually uses of like the PS4's memory and stuff. Like, how much does it just push it to its limits?
Well, knowing Insomniac, they're like.
Oh, it's dead.
Yes.
One down,
One
like 20
crystal.
to go, but yeah. Hooray! That took me 20 minutes. I mean, yay!
20 minutes for one of those. How many of them are there?
I think there's 10 overall. That didn't take me 20 minutes because I did the other brains as well. So I mean, that probably took me like 10 minutes at most. So we're looking at 2 hours here, maybe a little bit longer. How long do you have? If you have to leave, that's fine.
I've got time. I'll let you know if I have to leave.
Okay, that's cool. You know.
So what was I saying? You asked me something.
Memory of PS4.
Oh, right. So every game I've ever worked on has maxed out every console
Really?
I've ever worked on, but that's just because they haven't figured out how to optimize the technology to get more.
Right, I see.
So it's actually not very meaningful to say you're maxing out a system.
Okay, that's interesting.
So yes, they are maxing out the system, and yes, they can probably find ways to make it more beautiful too, just by optimizing.
Wow, that's impressive, because I didn't think that was possible. But okay.
So, I mean, they were able to. If you look at the difference between Ratchet 1 and Deadlocked or Ratchet 3, like the improvement in graphics is huge.
Yeah.
And we were maxing out our what we were capable of every single time we made a game. But every time we got to sit back and change the engine and optimize things, we were able to do more. And the artists figured out cleverer ways to make things look beautiful within limitations. But they only figured that out, say, at the end of the previous game. Now they can use all that stuff they learned on the whole game.
Right.
So it usually ends up working out something like that, right? You max it out every time, but you keep finding better ways to max it out.
Right, I see. I have a question. Has anyone else at Insomniac ever seen these videos? That you know?
Probably.
Because,
I mean, I haven't talked to anybody about it, but probably.
Because could you get them to remove the thing that tells me to keep using R2 to use weapons? I don't want to use weapons. I know! I'm trying, I'm constantly trying not to. Stop telling me to do this.
They've said on Twitter they're working on a patch. Maybe that's one of the things they're working on.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, no, there is a patch available,
well,
but my internet's fantastic and I haven't installed it yet. So.
Well, one of the things they were criticized for was that the help messages repeat a lot. And I'm guessing
I guess they do. Yeah.
I'm guessing that was a bug that they couldn't fix at the last minute, so it's possible they might actually fix that.
I heard that they were going to have a photo thing, like a camera where you can take pictures.
That would be cool.
I've heard that they were going to do that on Twitter, which is really
I hadn't heard that at all. I hadn't heard that until recently, but I did hear it from.
Because I would
love
to
GameSpot
take,
or something.
Because I mean, like that right there is just like the ultimate tool for any desktop background. You could take any screenshot in this game, and just there you go. You've got the perfect grounds for an amazing image.
I know what they're doing. They mentioned it. They're going to make it so that you have an option to turn off the HUD, and then you can use the plasma striker in increased zoom mode, like in the museum.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I kind of would have preferred like a button where you press Does the touchpad actually do anything? Oh, it goes to the map. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say if there's just a button, you press a button, it just takes a screenshot. Would be really cool. I mean, technically there is that with the PS4, but
that's basically what they're gonna probably do.
An easier button, because it is beautiful. It is a stunning looking game everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, I took lots of screenshots myself because just all the vistas are great.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the PlayStation 4.5? I've heard things saying, developers saying that it's making it it's insane because you have to work for two consoles.
So any time they do a new SKU of a console, that's going to be more work for the developers.
Right.
On the Xbox, I think 360, it was possible to not have a hard drive. So every game had to support not having a hard drive.
Right, I see.
And it's extra work that you have to do, and that's extra work that you have to do at the worst time.
Yeah.
Because all of that stuff usually happens at the end, because if you put it in too early, you end up creating bugs in it, right? That then have to get fixed later. So I can see why people would complain about it, and I can see how it would be extra work, needing to create something that would display at 4K and then have a mode that displayed at 1080p, right?
Yeah.
But I heard you don't have to support the 4K.
Okay, that's not so bad.
But I haven't heard that from anybody in particular, just news postings. So I'm not sure. But I think it's probably a good thing, right? Especially if Sony's trying to push people into getting more 4K displays.
It's also apparently just better hardware in general. So I presume it will make games just feel better as well and be smoother.
Well, the extra hardware is going to go into displaying the higher resolution. it takes a lot to display
Yeah.
a 4K image at 60 frames a second or 30 frames per second. So you've got to,
Right.
yeah. I don't know how much they're going to be able to use that for extra oomph. And
Right.
I imagine this is the sort of thing that a console maker would ask for. That they're going to ask for parity between the two versions of a game.
Right.
Except for the graphics. But who knows? Maybe that'll change.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
What Sony doesn't want to do is split the market. Like they're whatever they do, they're not going to do that. They're not going to make it so that
they've said there's not going to be any exclusive games for 4.5, which is good.
And
I've also heard that they're never going to do a PlayStation 5. Like as of right now, they have no plans to.
That doesn't sound like they can't tell you if they have plans for a PlayStation 5, so they're always going to say that.
Right.
And the other thing is can you imagine them not ever in history releasing another
Yeah,
PlayStation?
I guess that's very true.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that they're really focusing on this one for a long term, and that they may not be focusing on a next. But almost certainly, right? You've got somebody tinkering with new hardware, and their research and development is almost certainly working on something.
Yeah,
who knows? I haven't seen anything. I don't even know much about the 4.5 since I'm not in a studio right now. I don't see those things before everybody else does.
Yeah.
But knowing how things have worked in the past, that's just how it seems like it would make more sense to me.
Fair enough. I'm really intrigued about the NX, like Nintendo's NX, because they have revealed absolutely nothing, and E3 is going to be massively disappointing this year.
Oh yeah, you don't think they're going to reveal it there either?
They've already confirmed they're not.
Oh really? Oh, they're probably going to do their own thing for it.
Yeah, the thing, I have complaints about this, and I'm going to express them, and I'm going to get hate for it, and I don't care. Like, my biggest problem is they said basically E3, the only, not necessarily the only game they're going to show off, but the only game that's going to be playable at E3 is the new Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't even coming out this year. It's coming out next year. And it's also going to come out on the NX as well as the Wii U. So it's not even a Wii U exclusive anymore, which I saw coming. And I knew they were going to go down the Twilight Princess route. But that's not the point. The point is, that's like press suicide. You have 10,000 people going to E3. Every single one of them is press related, or developers. But mainly, like, they're all press. That's why they're there. They're there to play your games and promote them. Like, the expanded reach of all 10,000 of those people who could potentially play them, and let's be honest, most of them will, because they're reporting from multiple sources, that's 30 to 60 million people they're going to reach, minimum. And you're only showing one game. It's suicide. Like, I've been to E3. Last time I was there, they had, like, 20 games, each with multiple booths to, like, play it, and because there were so many of them, there wasn't a huge queue, and and I'm sure there's going to be loads of playable versions of the game, but just one game, that's not enough. You're not promoting anything. A new Paper Mario's coming out this year. That's not being promoted as a playable thing. Like that, why? It doesn't make sense. Like it's suicide.
The thing is E3 doesn't really work anymore. You don't actually. The main problem I'm going to tell you is YouTube.
Really?
YouTube matters more.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's the thing. People from YouTube go there.
Yeah, but they can just call up or email a YouTuber.
I guess that's true.
Right, and that gets them better coverage than casting a net with thousands of their competitors there.
But it's still the same.
Did you notice that a whole bunch of other big people pulled out of E3 this year?
I did not know.
Activision isn't showing anything at E3 this year.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think Microsoft is either. What? So it's just not that important anymore to get stuff in front of the press, because you can have a direct relationship with your consumers and and the people who actually matter, which is YouTube right now, via the social media or direct connection. They don't need the middle man anymore. It's so expensive to go to E3, man. Like, to build a booth that matters at E3 is tens of millions of dollars to build that, right? You could make another game for the cost of going to E3.
I didn't realize it was that much.
Oh yeah, and if it doesn't And if E3 doesn't pay out for you, right?
Yeah, I
well,
guess.
you're probably better off making that extra game or putting that money into the products or putting it into reaching the people who actually can help you.
I guess.
Unfortunately, right? Because E3 is a lot of fun.
Yeah, E3 is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it doesn't matter right now as much as it used to, and so I think people are probably correctly not investing in it right now while they can do it the other way.
Okay.
It's sad because E3 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so was Gamescom.
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate it doesn't, like, they're getting way better returns off of the direct communication now because the internet makes that so easy.
Yeah. Okay, well that brings me to my next problem. The NX, like, I guess, show, revealing it. Like, I know they're going to do the same thing as Sony and Microsoft, which is going to be a show dedicated to it, and I don't have a problem with that. The problem I have is, and I may be wrong, but I don't think I am, like, for the last few years, Nintendo haven't done a live show at E3. They have done recordings as Nintendo Direct. And that's fine. I don't mind that. I prefer a live show. I think live shows get you more hyped for things, but I'm fine with a Nintendo Direct.
They're more dangerous is the problem.
Yes, but that's my point with a live show. For a console, I want a live show. If there is a flaw with a console, I want to see it. Because, like, I don't want the 1000th recording. You're trying to sell me a console, you know? Like,
yeah, but remember at the point you're seeing it right there, it's not done.
I know, but that's not my... So like, I want to see it raw, you know? I want to know what it can do raw. And they're not going to.
Yet. But it can't do it yet. Like, at the time when you see consoles like that, they can't.
I know, like, but I want to. Still... Like Sony did, Microsoft did.
Not always.
But it's just, like, I don't know. It's just, it bothers me because it's not selling me a console. It's getting me intrigued.
Saw how much doing live shows for the console releases hurt Sony and Microsoft in the last few years. Microsoft did a live show. They announced their intentions for the only internet games thing, and all of a sudden nobody wanted to buy an Xbox One anymore.
Hey, look, there's a floating enemy.
And then
there's loads of floating
enemies. Crazy.
Yay!
But like it's dangerous because if you make a mistake, right, it's incredibly mockable.
Yeah, and I know.
Like a PR, you spend tens of millions of dollars to get the opposite effect of what you're looking for.
I know, but you see my point, right? Like,
it sucks.
I want to know what it can do. I want to know if it's gonna glitch out. I don't want to see a 1000th recording. I want to see the raw take. I don't care if it screws up. I know it's not finished. I know others don't know that, but I don't know. It's gonna bother me. I know it's not gonna be live, and it's gonna bother me because I don't. That just, to me, that shows they don't have faith in it. And personally,
you might be overestimating how live the live performances are. Like,
I guess that's true.
The what we show you is incredibly Disneylanded.
Yes, I mean that is, I do know that, but
it's even in a live show, they're not actually going to show you that stuff you want.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I don't know. I want to have a cool presentation.
I know. I want
it
too.
To be.
It's just the problem is right now the incentives are so off for it that nobody's right. If it gets to the point where the internet all of a sudden is a positive place again, I say again, ever. If the internet ever becomes a positive place, they might go, oh, now it's worth it for us to do live shows. But like, I just can't see the percentage for them to do it.
Yeah.
It's just all downside and no upside.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And the internet makes it that way, man.